Hi, my name's Paterson, and I'm one of the team here at fieldPartner. I just want to share with you my reasons for wanting to run a course on crossing into a new culture. Before I get into that though, I want to share a quick story. Can you imagine with me that we're on board an aircraft and you are the flight attendant who is in charge of all the passengers. You're standing at the front and you're looking at everyone who's on board, who's strapped up, and the door is shut and we're just about to leave. And then you notice halfway down that there are two girls. One is talking animatedly and sharing all sorts of exciting things to her. The other one is very distracted and keeps looking out the window, and you notice that she's observing the tower, the observation tower, where you surmise it's her family who are waiting to wave her off. But the trouble is there is engine trouble and we're delayed on this flight. So after a while you see the family giving up and going away. And at that point you see the young girl dissolving into tears, clearly very distressed that they haven't been able to wait and see her off. Well, I wonder if you've guessed who that girl was. Yep, got it first time, it was me. The place was Gatwick Airport in August 1975. I had just recently married my husband Ross, who was a missionary in Taiwan. I had been in love with him for 6 years, but we had been separated most of that time, and the truth is that we barely knew each other. That's a long story for another time. Circumstances had dictated that he needed to return to Asia about 3 weeks after the honeymoon, leaving me to complete my job and pack up my life. It was now about 3 months later, and I was on my way to join him at last. Sitting there in that moment though, after weeks of exciting preparations and saying my goodbyes, I became acutely aware that I had not really planned that well for this adventure I was on. As I say, Ross and I didn't really know each other very well yet. I knew even less about Taiwan, and I didn't speak a word of Chinese. All my previous cross-cultural experience had been either in Africa or Europe, and now my family was departing without me. I remember being overwhelmed by the thought that exploded in my brain just at that moment. What have I done? Now, please don't get me wrong. I was then, and I am now, deeply in love with my husband. I had my own sense of calling to the Chinese people, and I did in fact have an underlying certainty that all would be well. However, the realization that hit me with such clarity at that point was that I had completely burned my boats behind me, but I had no real idea of what to expect from the moment I landed in what would be my new home. I was, in a word, unprepared. The question is though, how do you prepare for the unknown? Surely everyone in that position does just have to step out and face what lies ahead. That certainly is what Ross himself had done 6 years before when he went out on his own to embark on his life's work. It's what we did as a family all over again in 1994, when after a number of years back in the UK, we set out yet again for another country in Asia. This time, we had our whole family in tow. By now we had 5 daughters, some of whom were teenagers. And there are countless others who have done the same thing. Students from all over the world going abroad to study. Business people being relocated by their multinational companies, or entrepreneurs seeking a new market. Teachers, humanitarian workers, fiancés, migrants. So many people move into other cultures, all the time, for any number of reasons, and not many see the need to get specific training before they go. I often think of a favourite saying of my father-in-law's, quoting his superior officer from World War II. Time spent in reconnaissance is seldom if ever wasted. That means that in military engagement, some soldiers need to go ahead to survey the lay of the land as well as enemy activity before troops are committed. What's the point? That having a rough idea ahead of time what to expect can greatly reduce stress levels when difficulties are encountered later. Or putting it the other way around, nothing adds to stress in a tough situation so much as when difficulties are, for whatever reason, not anticipated. I think this slide illustrates that very well. So that, in a nutshell, is what this course is about. I have let that tsunami wave of panic that hit me on the aircraft that day fuel a desire to help others be more prepared than I was. What this course won't do, it won't in the first instance give you any specifics about the actual culture you're going to, but it will give you lots of general principles that apply widely to any cross-cultural experience. Whoever you are listening to me right now, if you're planning to cross into another culture for any reason, business, marriage, humanitarian work, or whatever, this course is for you. Or if you're not thinking of going anywhere but know someone who is, it could be very helpful to that person if you also do this course and learn how to support him or her in their venture. Lastly, you might just be interested in reaching out to someone from another culture right where you are, but are feeling inhibited by the differences between you. I would love to think that this course could contribute in that scenario also. So please take a look at the syllabus and then please do sign up. Leave your email so we can stay in contact. It won't just be me speaking. It's just in the early stages of development right now, but in time there will be plenty of other content to read or watch and test to complete. There will also be an online community to join. That alone could be a lifeline to you after you go, as you share with others in the community what you're experiencing. In that way, you can both give and take support from one another. I will also hugely welcome any feedback, as I'm sure I also have much to learn from you. In this way, it'll become a mutual learning experience. So thanks for listening, and please sign up here. We look forward to seeing you on the other side, as they say. Bye-bye. God bless.